All right, so yeah, it looks like I'm actually live right now. This is great stuff here. This is my first time actually being live like this, so hopefully this will work out. Hopefully, hoping I'm praying, hoping and wishing and praying right now. I mean, so far it looks like I'm okay. Great stuff here. Yeah, I hear myself. All right, so it looks like I'm live right now. So I guess I'm gonna just start my introduction here. I'm gonna just make sure that this is okay, that I can actually get myself on this video. Okay, so I'm on a video right now, so it looks good to me. Looks good to me. So this has been a long time coming. I was supposed to do this Ghost Mountain reaction for a while now. It was given to me by my significant other. It was also basically handed to me by some of my commenters and I would say my subscribers. So they wanted me to do this really bad. And I know of the Ghost Mountain. I know most of the things that happened there. Of course, I read up on the history. I saw a couple of videos, but this video in particular that I'm doing, it is called Ghost Mountain, the second killing fields of Cambodia and Thailand. So it's the official video. So we're going to go straight into it. And hopefully you guys will like this new approach that I'm doing right now, this new live thing that I'm doing right now. I'm also recording this, so after I'm done with the live, I could just, upload it onto YouTube. So yeah, we're gonna go straight into it. Let's go. So right now I have to switch over to my, let me see here if I'm doing this correctly. All right, so yeah, so I'm here. I think I should be at the same thing here. Whoops, yeah, here we go. That was me talking on here. I'm just double checking on myself to see if I am okay. So I can go straight to the reaction. So I don't see, the one thing that I don't know if what's going to happen, if I'm gonna get like a double-sided thing. I hope not. I really hope not. This is going to be a new experience for me. Hopefully this thing works. So I'm gonna play it now. We want to see how it turns out to be. All right, we're gonna cross our fingers. All right, here we go. Hopefully y'all can hear me as well, right along with the recording. I'm just hoping that it's not a double.
Inside the once majestic country of Cambodia, after a decade of war, history witnessed the collapse of the horrific Khmer Rouge regime. It would end one of the worst genocides the world has ever seen. This memorial helps to ensure that the world never forgets those who died during the years of Cambodia's killing fields. Yet there is more to the story. There is the untold episode of the fate of thousands of these survivors who sought refuge inside Thailand. This is my father, Bun Sang Tang, in a refugee camp in 1980. I knew since my childhood that my father was a survivor of the killing fields, but I was shocked to learn that he and many thousands of others faced a more terrifying atrocity: the massacre on the temple mountain called Preah Vihear.
And my son James, he never gave up. He always pushed me to tell him the story. And I always say to him, I said, I don't want to relive again. Just don't, So he just say, well, just tell me one time. So that's how we get here to do a documentary.
Ghost Mountain. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm watching this. But I think it's much needed. I need to see the
When I was
experience.
a child, I never thought that I would leave the country. When I was in Cambodia, we have a great time before Pol Pot time. We are playing ping pong, soccer, and playing games, and go out with the friends. I was the youngest of 8 children. My family was very close. My dream was have a piece of land, build my own house with a pond, and raise my own animals, and have lots of kids. The market in Cambodia was full of good food. No one was starving before the war. My childhood, we were living outside of Phnom Penh. Phnom Penh was a very modern city.
Growing up in Phnom Penh, I lived somewhat of a Western life with refrigerator and TV.
Though Tito Boot Mam and my father met.
Wow, that's interesting because the last time I checked, everyone kept saying, oh, Cambodia was this place and this place, but I never believed it, especially with the people that I met when I was there. They always told me Cambodia was like a really high society. People would go to their schools in Cambodia to learn certain things because Cambodia pretty much had it all, you know, as far as agriculture, as far as just culture in general. So this is very interesting to me. Hearing this from a survivor from the Ghost Mountain is really telling about the true history of Cambodia and what they had before this whole mix up with this political mess that happened and still happening to this day.
Only recently, her story parallels his in many ways.
At that time, TV was turning from black and white to color, and rock and roll came in. So I was exposed to the English language at a very early age. I grew up with Mick Jagger and the Beatles, as well as the Cambodian music scene. And then the war came in, and the war really stopped life for me.
In cooperation with the armed forces of South Vietnam, attacks are being launched this week to clean out major enemy sanctuaries on the Cambodian-Vietnam border. This is not an invasion of Cambodia.
This began years of intense bombing campaigns. From 1970 to 1973, the United States dropped more bombs in Cambodia's heartland.
Hey, Eric E. Yeah, you know what? I thought I seen a movie that came out years ago, about 10 years ago. They talked about the Khmer Rouge, and I was wondering why they didn't make a movie for Ghost Mountain. So yeah, that would definitely be a really great film to have, because, you know, watching documentaries and actually having the people that been there to direct the movie, I think that would definitely be a good hit, honestly, because people really need to see this stuff. Like, honestly, people really need to see this. This is very devastating to just humanity, just everything. And people don't understand how crucial this is.
Then were dropped in Japan during the Second World War. It was equivalent to 5 Hiroshimas.
To escape from the bombing, my family fled west to the countryside near the Thai border.
The American bombing caused enormous instability, enabling the communist Khmer Rouge, once a small faction, to gain power. Its leader, Pol Pot, envisioned an agrarian revolution. An aim to wipe out everything he determined to be modern. When the country fell to the Khmer Rouge in 1975, its army purged the cities and committed atrocities on an unbelievable scale.
When we were forced out of Phnom Penh, my father told me everything is going to be okay. And that's the last time I remember my father.
7 million people were forced into labor camps.
They told us, this is your place. You got to build your own house, and you got to grow your own thing to feed yourself. When my father got sick, I'm trying to go and get to visit him, and I got captured by the Khmer Rouge, and I was tortured for 40 days.
It's all mass killing, and they take all our food, so we were starving, no medical care. So people.
You know what? This is very terrifying, honestly. How can you take somebody from their home of residence and the lifestyle that they live to tell them that this is where you're supposed to be, this is where you're supposed to live right now, and you had to start all over from scratch, all because they felt the need to want to change the dynamic in that country? This is not something that people should like really take heed of and understand, like how it affect a whole generation and more generations at that. Then I don't know what to tell them. And then people, I don't want to even get there with Thailand and what their excuses are for us, like, oh, we help, the Khmer people. It just, to me, I just think that it's the total opposite, especially from the outsider looking in. It's like, you can't say you help people, but also got a documentation saying that you killed about 43,000 of them. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
People were just dying from all that.
Between 1975 and 1979, 1/3 of Cambodia's population was either executed or tortured and starved to death. The genocide would become known as the Killing Fields.
The Khmer Rouge were killing off all the people from the city and was coming close to my village, and they stopped. The reason was there was a coup d'etat in Phnom Penh.
On Christmas Day, 1978, communist Vietnamese troops invaded Phnom Penh, forcing Pol Pot out of power. In the chaos that followed, forsaken and starving Cambodians fled to the border with neighboring Thailand.
We have to make the escape because the chance of surviving in another communist regime is very low for all of us.
After the concentration camp, I reunited with my father, and my father told me that we have to get out of the country right away because we don't know the situation in the country. We have to get out now.
We make an ox cart. We make our own wheel from scratch. We prepare this for a 3-month journey.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's funny because even though they took away a lot of their livelihood at the time, the will of the Khmer people still had that, like I said before, that ancient blood to restart over and understand that this is not the end. It doesn't matter how much they knock, people down and try to make it seem like, this is the end of their lifestyle. They still try to find a way to make it. And I love this because it kind of reminds me of, our people here in the States as well. They pretty much try to eliminate everything that we once was and replace us. And we still, to this day, still have the upper hand, still one of the top people that actually want to be, that people actually want to be. So it's like, you can never take that spirit away. And I love the fact that even though she feel hurt deep down inside growing up seeing this, she still remember those days where as though her family still built things from the ground up again. They never gave up.
As refugees began to mass on the border of Thailand, a group of frontline international aid workers scrambled to help.
Oh, le garçon. Le prends.
Oh yeah, I see. Real Life by Raymond. It is sad. It's very dark. This story is very dark. Like I don't understand how this is not like out yet. Far as like they should have made like a movie or a documentary or something like this. It would have definitely like bring up some type of alert of awareness and basically let the other country know that that's on the other side. I would say the brothers of Thai would understand that how it affected a whole generation of people. I mean, that should just be like a natural reaction to like a person, like especially if you claim to help so many people. They should understand how effective that is. That shouldn't be no like I can't really explain it. That shouldn't even be a debate at this point. Y'all know what y'all did wrong. Y'all should try to make up for it, but yet still there's a lot of downplay when it comes to Cambodia. I just don't understand that. Soon Cambodia will make a movie about Ghost Island. It will be based on a true story. Now they are doing the cast. Okay, so they are doing the casting. All right, I wonder when that movie is going to come out because I definitely want to see that movie. That would be a really interesting movie to do.
We were disappointed there wasn't more public outcry. I mean, this was a major human rights violation.
Pas du père.
It was just us trying to whip the Western press into some attention on this. The Thai press covered it, if at all, barely.
After
And you know what? And that's right. I mean, this should be something that this should have been out a long time ago. This should be something that people should want to learn and try to read up on and understand. Like these people has their rights taken away just living. You know what I mean? And I think that's a really sad thing. Like
after this period, the Thai government worried the Vietnamese agents would penetrate their borders. Without adequate assistance to manage the stampede, they were reluctant to allow refugees to cross into Thailand.
The U.S. was kind of sitting empty-handed, while we didn't have a large refugee program.
Lionel sought help from McAllen Thompson, who had been working with refugees from Laos and Vietnam.
In the spring of 1979, it sort of doubled up the problems on the Thai government with all these very large numbers of people coming in, illegal aliens, and essentially starving. It looked like people, coming right out of Auschwitz. What are they going to do with them? Skin and bones, many of them, and many died on the way.
By the time my father made it to the border, the Thai government had agreed to allow some survivors to be brought into makeshift border camps.
We escaped that day with thousands of people that poured into the border. And I remember before they put us in the camp, they bring the trucks to the border and have us get on the trucks. And the truck drove through the city of Uraanbaatar. And it's the first time that we saw electricity. And we are so happy. We all threw our fish up to the air. It's freedom, it's freedom, it's freedom.
And we couldn't believe our luck. Our spirit was high, we were hopeful. I mean, we have been cut off from the world for 4.5 years.
So we make it to the refugee camp, surrounded with a barbed wire. But one of the best times that I had with my family, we feel that we're not being killed or starving again. And every day we enjoy every moment at the refugee camp there. We playing music.
Oh, okay. So my significant other said my video quality is bad. Is that true? Is my video quality really that bad? Like it keep pausing on and off? Oh man. Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm being told because I am using Wi-Fi. That might be the reason. I may need to plug it up on an Ethernet cord. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, y'all. I didn't know that it was this bad. I thought it was good. I thought it was okay. Is it really that bad? Like, should I stop? Should I not do this right now? Because I'm still recording it as I go along. I'm gonna upload it after this recording stops. So it's still recording now as we speak. It's just that the live stream seems to be off. And I don't want to end the stream. Wow. I don't even know what to say because I can't double check and see because I'm actually I'm using my phone as the camera. I'm gonna just keep going and just upload it for later. I think that's what it is. I think I may have to use a Ethernet cord to plug up to the computer or to the my modem. So instead of using Wi-Fi, I can use the actual internet and hopefully it would do a faster speed boost. But I'm gonna keep going. I do apologize, y'all. I really do.
We talk to friends, we talk about the past and about the new future.
By June of 1979, the Thai government became impatient with the pace of Western action and threatened to force refugees back into Cambodia.
As the population along the border grew, the Thai became increasingly apprehensive.
None of us could get round the fact that this was becoming a very inconvenient problem for our political masters. It was, showing no signs of abating. The numbers amassing on the border in the border camps.
Very rapidly, when it became evident that this was going to be a major humanitarian disaster, that people came forward and were mobilized very quickly. But it was not a pretty sight.
There was resettlement going on. Buses would come, people would leave, but even then you weren't sure they'd be processed. You didn't know where they would go or what would become of them. And for most of the people, they didn't know if they were going to get resettled. They lived with constant anxiety over this. And we also didn't know. In fact, we were being told that everybody was going to be pushed back to Cambodia, any day now.
We were out there constantly trying to identify those closest to the U.S. and send them off to other camps away from the border.
My father's happy interlude in the border camp were short-lived.
Eric D, Beef Land, they are hurting still. Too many things from Cambodia and never want to stop. We are suffering so much, but we always forgive them because Khmer people need peace and love to share. Yeah, that I agree. And I understand. I really do understand. Seriously. That's why it's like we had to come up with something because it seemed like the prime minister, the national defense, all those people that's over there, the senators, they seem like they really don't care or really show any type of compassion for the people there, the Khmer people that's there. And I don't understand what's the reason why, man.
One day, rescue workers arrived with buses and began calling out names.
Some Muslim Cham people came down to say goodbye to us. Then we were celebrating with them by saying the Buddhist expression, let it be. May they reach their destination with happiness. Then after that, they departed with the buses, one after another. We were thinking, oh, when will be our turn to leave?
June 12 or 13, early in the morning, I remember, the bus arrived at the alongside the refugee camp. And the Westerner people came with a microphone on their head, and they call people by name to get on the buses.
The scene was just tension-filled from the time we arrived that morning.
And they keep calling, and then more and more people get on the bus.
Refugees were surging towards the front of this enclosure.
And I keep waiting for my name being called.
And we would try to call out the names, but it was very chaotic. We only had about 3 hours to do this. By midday, we were told we had to finish. In fact, several times the Thai would say, you're done. We'd say, no, we just need a few more minutes.
The Thai soldier.
It says, real life by Raymond. This is the reason why we can't accept the Thai claiming to help Cambodian civilians. They also killed a lot of Cambodian civilians and tried to stole more of Khmer land. Yeah, that's basically what's happening. They've been trying to do it for a long time, but now it seems like they have a valid reason due to the fact that the Cambodian governor there is allowing it. It seemed like, to me, in my eyes, allowing them to do it instead of trying to fight back and try to, get that land back that didn't belong to, Thai in the first place. That's just my honest opinion.
Came down and shut them down and pushed them out of the refugee camp, not allow them to call the name anymore, and they closed the gates.
After permitting the relief workers to relocate just a few thousand refugees, Thai soldiers cut off the rescue and forced a desperate mob, my father among them, back into the camp.
The next day, we heard a rumor that those people being forced back to the border.
After just one day, they came to us. The Thai soldiers came with the bus and said that we can go to a third country now.
They told us, you're going to Bangkok, to a refugee camp in Bangkok. So there's this mixed feeling of fear and happiness. We don't know.
We knew something was going on. All these buses were carrying refugees away from the camps somewhere. We didn't know where.
We told them that if you send us back, we're going to get killed by the Khmer Rouge. We just ran to the corner, cry and beg them not to send us back. About 2,000 of us, children, we are human chained to each other, that we refuse to get on the bus. We won't get on the bus, doesn't matter what. Even if they kill us, we're going to be dying here. We grabbed the little baby and the children on their mother's arm and threw them on the buses. So when your children that are on the buses, the parents automatically get on the buses. And they kicked us, they beat us up. We had no choice that we get on the buses. I saw some people that they put their hand up to here that you're being killed, And I saw a couple of Westerners, and they are crying and crying. They try to help us, but they no way to get to help us. We was terrified inside the bus because we don't know where they're taking us. And we still have hope that they might be tell us the truth.
Yes, the video keep on and off. First, I thought it was my Wi-Fi. Oh, man. Yeah, I think I may have to stop the stream, and I guess y'all could catch it when I upload the video, because for some reason I don't know why my stream is like this. Like I said, I guess because I'm using Wi-Fi and my Wi-Fi isn't that great, and plus if you're streaming you got to use an Ethernet cord to plug it in anyway, so I'm not using an Ethernet cord, I'm using strictly Wi-Fi. So I guess I would have to come back later. I'm gonna have to cut the stream off, unfortunately. I do apologize to everybody, I really do. So I'm gonna cut it off and I'm going to keep playing the stream.
That they transfer us to a different camp. The bus drove us 14 hours that night until early in the morning.
What happened was they had about several tens of thousands of refugees scattered in various camps along the Cambodian-Thai border. And the Thai government, for some reason, decided that it was going to push these people back to Cambodia. They were tired of them, whatever. They gathered together about 42,000 of them, took them to this temple on top of a mountain on the border called Preah Vihear, and pushed them down the cliff.
And when we got there, we don't know where we are. And they forced us out from the bus at gunpoint, and they told us where to go. And we found out that we are on top of the mountain called Preah Vihear Mountain.
Almost 4 decades later, I accompany my father and my uncle to visit what remains at the site of the Preah Vihear massacre.
It's very difficult to walk through here. We follow the track that everybody went. On the top of the mountain, the Thai soldiers told us that whatever we have, water, money, gold, water boat, just give it to them. And they say you're not gonna need it down there. Just drop it in the bucket and give it to them. As you can see, the cliff is so steep down. And they keep gunning us down. We have no way to get down. We have to hold the wire to lower ourselves down.
Okay, so it looks like this is happening at the moment. He's actually revealing what was going on at this moment when he was younger. Wow, this is very good. I'm hoping that it doesn't get to me, because like seeing stuff like this really hurts my heart. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm the toughest guy I can take. No, like seeing stuff like that, like it kind of gets me, because women, children, you know, elders, everybody was involved in this massacre, this genocide. And it's just like really, it really gets to me. It really do. And you know, I got a soft spot, especially when it comes to children. Oh my goodness, I would lose it. I would lose it if I see something like this on here. Hopefully I don't, but we'll see.
When we helped the old people, they fell down and crashed into the branches. In agony, they dropped all the things they carried with them, and they abandoned a lot of their belongings there. That night, every 5 minutes, we heard boom, and everyone was crying. People appeared with blood all over their body, some of their eyeballs falling out, broken skulls, screaming, looking for their mother and father.
You know, I lived through the Khmer Rouge. I thought that was bad. But that night was the worst night of my life. And I hear the bullet go through my ear, like right behind from my ears. And I saw a little girl in front of me. The bullet hit her head and she collapsed. I hold on to my mom's hand, and my thought was, at least we die together as a family. They want us to walk on those landmines, and then very few survive, and it would make a good lesson that we will never come back to Thailand. They want to kill as many refugees as they can. So what?
All right, now this is a call to Thailand. So y'all said that y'all helped the Khmer people during that time, but yet and still y'all brought them to a mountain to get them to do what? To do what exactly? Why did you take so many people to commit genocide, to unalive everybody? Why? But like, what is the purpose of this? Seriously, like, you can't, like, anybody in the comment section, if you're gonna sit here and tell me, and I'm being honest, I'm being real. If you could tell me what is the valid reason of why you had to do this to the Khmer people, knowing that at one point they needed help because they was taken out of their homes against their will over some type of lie and propaganda that was going on in their section, for y'all to come in and say, hey, well, let me just pull y'all in to help y'all to do this. Like, what sense does that make? Either y'all had an agenda to eliminate them in the first place, or y'all just don't have a, it's like y'all just wasn't thinking. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying to give y'all the benefit of the doubt, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all are not looking too well to me right now. Like, all this stuff is going on, and I'm doing this because that area that y'all Thai government or whatever is claiming that is theirs, that happened over there near that area, the refugee camp or whatever. This is why I'm doing this video, because how can you sit here and say you want try to help people from that area and then do this? So what makes me think that y'all are taking over something that doesn't belong to you in the first place? You understand? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It really don't.
Walking 40,000 refugees through the deepest mountain with no water and with gun behind us, that's one way to kill people. And they don't have to open fire because the landmine will do the job.
The brush is so thick. We heard the planes, the sound of planes flying through. We thought someone come to help us. 43,000 refugees cry out for help. But no one come for us.
The border soldiers call it Ghost Mountain because they hear the cries of children at night. The soldiers say that there are lots of bodies down in that area where they can't bring us.
And the landmine is still there. That's why we can't get in there.
So they've been finding more and more of this stuff in the ground here. The clothes, the plates that we just saw, and then they pick up a few bones here and there.
This is a bone that one of the refugees died here.
There's no road going down. We throw our clothes first and then hold on to the vines. We're afraid to sleep at night anywhere except on the tracks we're walking on. My in-law told us not to go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. If you move, a mine will explode. You poop there, you cook there, you sleep there. Everyone was falling. All of us fell to the ground. And then in a moment, I gained my consciousness. I saw blood on my hands. All here was broken, my right and my left.
This might be a blanket here. For the UN to give it to us. And sometimes they use that to cover the body because the body is always.
They wrap the body.
They wrap the body and just let it sit and rot it. Yeah.
When my wife and daughter died, I couldn't take the bodies with us because I was injured. I couldn't walk. My arm was hit by a landmine. My nephew carried me, put me on a rice bag hammock, carried me, and took a month with no food. At the place where my wife was struck by landmines, 14 people died.
The strong men that carried rice and carried supplies ran to seek water to cook rice and other things. Then the landmines exploded. And when it exploded, they all died. And the people that didn't have food ran to grab the bloody rice off of the dead bodies, just to have something to eat. They had to wash the blood off the rice and cook it.
Thousands of refugees passed through here. 13,000 lost their life. This is all they left behind.
Yeah.
I lived through Pol Pot for almost 4 years. I was detained, put in a concentrated camp, tortures. First, to live through Preah Vihear for that 3 months' time is worse than you could even imagine. For 30-something years, I still have a nightmare night after night.
Yeah, this is something that you will never ever forget. I mean, like, when you think about the horrific things as a person that was just living life, a person that was just doing whatever they normally do, you know, prospering in their own way, prospering in their own family, you know, in their own community, to all of a sudden become a casualty of war and being unalived at because of whatever reason that Thailand wanted to unalive them for no reason, honestly, for nothing. They're just regular everyday people. This is the mindset that they have, and just how they feel about people in general. This is why Thailand is in a predicament they're in right now. People are starting to wake up. People are starting to see what's really going on, and their country, as far as I can tell, is being sanctioned in Bangkok. A lot of the stuff that's going on over there now, like, people is not being really trustworthy, or, you know, it's just so much stuff that's going on over there right now that's not really being paraded or talked about. But when it comes to people like me, people like, you know, other people, Western people that's talking about this stuff and want to know more about the Khmer people, there's a problem. You know, oh, well, you're not supposed to know that. Oh, that's a lie. Oh, you don't know what you talk about. You need to do more research. And I'm just like, how much research did I have to do to know that this is what happened? This is what Thailand people did to the Khmer people. This is what's going on right now, today, as we speak. So if you ask me, I did enough research to know that Thailand is nothing like what people say it is. And I don't care what they say or anybody say. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I just feel like the more we put this out there, like, hey, man, like, what they're doing is wrong. And if the UN actually cares about what's going on, especially what's happening right now, they would try to end it right there and there. They wouldn't even have a second thought, like, hey, we don't want this to happen again, like it happened 40, 50 years ago. Let's not do this again. Let's try to make some type of agreement or something like this. And even though we did try to make an agreement with the ceasefire, so nobody will have to, you know, be unalived, for some reason, Thailand don't want that. They don't want that because they feel as though that, okay, well, we're going to take whatever it is that we can take. And now the more I do my research, the more I start figuring out the other side, which is the Cambodian side. They're doing everything that they're not supposed to do, working with these people. So it's just like, this is basically done in design. This is how I feel. Like, I don't know if I'm saying it because I feel like something is wrong with this picture here. And the only thing I could think of is that this was done by design. All of this stuff that's happening right now and happened at that time. So it has nothing to do with, like, you know, getting rid of the people, because you can never get rid of the people. It's the history. It's more so everything that came with how Thailand is right now and how they try to hide the history behind Cambodia. It's just, to me, I think it's ridiculous how we just allow this to happen.
Somehow that nightmare never go away. It just keep coming back. My father and I walked through the jungle for 3 months. When we got on a small city, I found my brother Chiu, and we settled down. And my father kept telling me,
I'm sorry, I need to say something else too. This is basically the epitome of somebody breaking your spirit and trying to take away your dignity and your pride and your personal space. You know, this is what this is right now. To me, this is what I see. And for them to be a part of it, I'm talking about the governor and Cambodia to be a part of this whole genocide, so to speak, then I just find it really troubling to me. I really do. It goes against, you know, humanity. It goes against just the morals of, and just, it's just crazy to me. I can't, I don't even have any words to really say, but just, it's really ridiculous.
Me that you have to leave and go back and escape again. I said, how could I escape again? I mean, after all we lived through and been through, my father said, you're still young. You still have opportunity. It's not safe to be here. And I say, what about you? He said, just leave. So I was very upset when he wanted me to leave him. And I left him without without saying goodbye to him. Well, we escaped back into Thailand 3 months later. And fortunately, this time I got rescued. The Western person that come and rescue me.
So he had to escape Thailand by leaving Thailand, going to Cambodia, to travel all the way on the other side of Cambodia to go up to Thailand again to be rescued. Think about that. It's not like he was in Thailand the first time and then got help and got rescued by, you know, the Western family that rescued him. He had to leave Cambodia to go back, just to go back around to go up to Thailand again and be rescued. Like, there's no help, and Thailand did not help at all. They just made matters worse. They made matters worse.
Put me in a minivan, and when the minivan drove away from that campsite, I broke down. I never cried that hard in my life that I was safe. And a month later, I received a letter from my brother that my father passed away.
This time they took me to a legal refugee camp called Buriram. And when we reach Buriram, we celebrate because now we are legal refugee. And to me, that was a gift. To me, that was a second life. So I made it.
Today I'm a painter. I have more than I can imagine. And I kind of like to become a painter because I'm able to travel to different places, meet different people, and sit back and look at the work that I've done, and I take pride in what I did. One thing that I wished for many years was to be able to say thank you to the people who saved me. I did not know their name.
One day, while painting a house, that wish came true, and the seed for this film was sown. It turned out that the homeowner was renovating the house for his stepfather, Bob DeVecchi.
Doug came into the room and introduced me to Boon Sang.
I'm shaking. I said, that's the man I'm looking for all these years. I meet my hero.
Cultural values are the core principle.
My father, mother, uncles, and aunts have come a long way from the killing fields.
Don't forget your language.
While they take pride in passing on their culture, they are most proud to call themselves American.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a big hands for them, please. Thank you. Happy New Year, you guys.
When I'm in Cambodia, I talk to a lot of young people, and I always ask them, I say, did you hear about the pushback of the refugee on the Preah Vihear mountain? 9 out of 10, none of them know about it. They never heard about it.
And it's sad, and I remember saying this before about the school system, how they don't really teach you everything about history. They don't really teach everything about our history either. They only teach you what they want you to know, and that's a shame. And it goes the same way at Thailand, you know what I mean? They don't want the new people to come up thinking that, oh, Cambodia once had everything, and everybody used to come over there, and everybody used to learn from these people. They want to reign supreme, so they will put all these type of indoctrinations in their brains and make them feel like they're just the superior ones. And this is why we got new generations of people now try to argue against what's real and what's fake when it comes to the propaganda that they push out there, which is this media stuff. So I understand when he said that, it kind of like got me thinking like, wow, like there should be more people that should know about this incident, this tragedy, and it should be implemented and made sure that in the future, when something like this happened, what to do and try to prevent this from happening, and that's how I feel about it. But yeah, it's sad that a lot of the young people really don't know about the Ghost Mountain. Hell, I didn't know about it until, later on last year, and when I met my significant other, and she basically told me about most of the things that happened in the Khmer Rouge, and I met other people that was out there. They did the same thing. They was telling me things about what happened, and I just started to really put myself and dedicated some of my time to actually look into it. And the more I found out, the more I started realizing that Cambodia was once everything that the whole world really aspired to be at one point. And how they became the way that they are now is to divide and conquer. And when they divide and conquer, between that was elimination. So this is pretty much what happened, in my honest opinion, and my research and my observation and seeing everything as a reactor, as a person that's into history and trying to figure out what's going on with the past and also how has it affected our future and our present. This is it. This is it right here.
All those educated people was killed, and the country just started over again now, and it will take a long time to catch up to the other world. far. And we went through so much together in the mountain. And you want me to leave you again. But now I know why I had children of my own. I know how much you love me. And please forgive me. I didn't say goodbye to you.
There are human stories behind every statistic, and it's important we don't fall into the trap of believing that when you're into the millions, you're just into statistics, not stories. The real ideal is that the world gets better at peacemaking and peacekeeping, and we should never forget that every refugee crisis is a political failure, because that's essentially what war and conflict is.
I think there was a strong feeling of guilt in Washington that at least we had to take care of those people who had been the most deeply affected. And we tried very hard to save them. We failed.
A refugee would like to have your problems. And you know, it's a good thing to remember when worrying about any number of things in your daily life, how it looks to a refugee and what it's like. These people have nothing, I mean nothing. On the one hand, the incredible horror, and on the other hand, their incredible spirit, you know. And I remember I felt it made me stronger because for the first time I knew what human beings were capable of getting through, you know, in a way that I'd never known that. And that gave me encouragement as well.
We saw this refugee issue at such scale, and our laws and our policy were not up to date to accommodate it. And I think that forced an introspection in the United States about our attitudes toward immigration generally and refugees specifically.
We clear around Preah Vihear Temple. We have cleared up there several times. The K5 mine belt runs right through that area, and we're blowing someone up every 3 days. The Vietnam War didn't end. It's still here. Cambodia has one of the most dense minefields in the world around the Thai border. These are the ones that would be around Preah Vihear, probably the PMN mine. The PMN2 is this green mine right here. This is probably the second most common mine in Cambodia.
I want y'all to hear what he said. He said they have the most dense landmines around the Thai border. They didn't say in the Thai border. They said around the Thai border, meaning that it's still in Cambodia. So I wanted to throw that out there before he even say anything else and explaining more about the landmines, because the last time I checked, the Thai people kept blaming Cambodia, saying that they was putting mines in their land on purpose, knowing that these mines been there for decades. And I don't see a reason why like they don't know this, or they know this, or they want to just try to, like I said, blame the Khmer people for everything. That's what they do. They just like to throw the buck. Oh, well, we know that this is not our land, so we're going to just blame them, even though this is theirs. Like, what sense does that really make, man? Like, I mean, logically, if you think logically about this whole thing, it's like, no, that's just not, that's not going to fly. No.
Cambodia, that one is being laid along the Turkish border in Syria right now.
I always remember feeling so sad that all I had was this plastic bag full of scraps of paper with names and pleas for help. If we'd known they were being sent back to a minefield, we probably would have stepped in front of the buses or something. But a terribly brutal, tragic thing to have done. And it was only later that we began to realize from people who had not gone down, that they heard the cries of others, or a few people actually made it from the minefields back up the cliffs, and we began to learn as we got permission to rescue survivors that this tragic event had occurred.
Before you go, I
Yeah.
just want to show you the picture.
Oh.
This is two families that you saved from the mountain. So
that means a lot to me.
yeah. So
I'd like to thank myself, behalf of them, and a lot of people like you.
Thank you. Thank you. Makes my life very happy to know that you still remember, to know what we did. This is the kind of concrete example that we never had time to appreciate during that time. And I only came because I knew your story from James.
Yeah, I'm appreciative, but it took me a long time to find someone to help me to do this.
Well, we help each other. I wouldn't have come today to go through this. And this is my reward. Give me a big reward.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And the pride of your family and your son who's carrying your memories forward, who wants to understand what happened and how he got here.
Yeah. Yeah. Without me, without you help, he wouldn't be here. That's what it is.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. And many, many others. We, as I say, keep coming back to this team of mine. Some very dedicated people. But thank you.
Thank you.
We always said the refugees, when they resettle, will be a credit. And here's just another example. You've proven it.
Oh,
so thank you.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. As I say, I wouldn't have come without you.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Well, thank you. It's almost like we rehearsed this, but we didn't. I didn't know you were going to do that. Thank you.
Yep, that is Ghost Mountain for you guys. Ghost Mountain.